Costa Rica, ranked 31st in the world by FIFA. The Ticos will be making their 6th appearance at the World Cup finals in Qatar this year. The Costa Ricans would be tournament debutants in Italy 1990. It saw them record a couple of shock victories against the Scottish and the Swedish sides, but they could not handle the Brazilians, just like so many before them. Despite this, it was enough to see them through into the knockout stage, where they would be absolutely decimated by the Czechoslovakian giant 4-1. They wouldn't return to the tournament for 12 years, but made the trip to the Far East for Korea, Japan in 2002. It was a memorable group for having Brazil, the champions, and Turkey, who would finish third remarkably in this group, along with the Chinese, but one win, one draw, and a horrifying loss once again to the Brazilians would not be enough to see them through. 4 years later in Germany was a tournament that they would rather forget, falling 4-2 in the opening match of the entire cup to the hosts, managing not much at all against a strong Ecuadorian side, and falling to Poland in the third game as well.
It would take the Ticos 8 years to get back
to the World Cup and the world's biggest stage, but they would come roaring back with an absolute vengeance in Brazil. Drawn in the only group in World Cup history to have 3 former champions, the Costa Ricans were given no shot. The likes of Joel Campbell, Brian Ruiz, and Keylor Navas showed up huge, and the small Central American nation shocked the world with titanic performances to beat the Uruguayans 3-1. Not done by a long shot, they would edge the Italians in Recife 1-0 before keeping the English at bay for the entire 90 minutes. That was more than plenty to see them through to the next round, where they would face Greece. An exciting 1-1 match sent them to penalties, where they would triumph 5-3. In another battle worthy of the Roman Colosseum, they would take on the Dutch in the quarterfinals, and they matched them all the way to penalties once again, where they were just edged out in soul-crushing fashion 4-3, as starman Brian Ruiz was unable to convert his penalty kick. The Ticos Times reported the nation at a standstill, and the gathering at the famed Plaza de la Democracia was riotous. It was a sad but proud day celebrated by the entire nation, becoming only the 3rd CONCACAF team to make the quarterfinals and being 1 kick away from the 1st CONCACAF nation in the modern era to make a semi-final. In Russia, 2018, they would draw another tough group, but if the last journey for the Ticos was anything to go by, the nation was excited for this opportunity. However, disappointment against Serbia dampened the spirits, and they would take another loss once again to the Brazilians, who recorded their 3rd win over the Ticos in the World Cup finals. A respectable display boosted pride against the Swiss, but it was not enough to see them through to the next round. A strong effort in qualifying campaign this time around lands them in an interesting group coming up in Qatar. The opener versus Spain will be telling, and they face a mean-looking Japanese side in Game 2. Perennial favorites Germany await in their 3rd match in a group that is shaping up to be a tasty one. Tough prospects for the Ticos, who will need the memories of national heroes like Paulo Wanchope, Ronald Gomez, both top goal scorers for the Central American nation, and Keylor Navas, Brian Ruiz, Celso Borges, and Christian Bolaños, who has the most ever appearances at the World Cup for Costa Rica to boost them to glory in the upcoming edition of the world's greatest